Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to take a trip back in time, all the way to June of 1954. We're diving into an issue of Akhand Jyoti, which means the eternal flame. Our goal is to see what powerful, timeless lessons it holds for all of us right here, right now.
This issue comes to us from the revered Yogrishi Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya Ji. And as you can probably tell from this quote, this is so much more than just a magazine. It's meant to be a roadmap for living a life filled with purpose. So let's explore the path it lays out for us.
So here's how we're going to break down our journey today. We've got 5 key steps. We'll start with the core philosophy, then we'll look at mastering our inner world, how to apply that to daily life, then we'll get into the practical tools, and finally, we'll bring it all together. You might be really surprised by how relevant this wisdom from 1954 still feels today.
Okay, first up, the eternal flame. So what's the core message of Akhand Jyoti? Well, it's this. There is a divine, eternal flame of consciousness inside every single one of us. The whole philosophy is about, first, just recognizing that flame, and then learning how to nurture it. I just love this slide. It captures the core idea so beautifully. Your mind is a garden. The idea is that our inner state, what's happening inside our heads, directly shapes our outer reality. Everything from our health to our success, it all starts with the quality of our thoughts. So the question it asks is simple, right? Are you planting flowers, or are you just letting weeds take over? And that leads us perfectly into our second section, mastering your inner world. Because if our thoughts really do create our reality, the next logical question has to be, well, where do we even begin? The text is crystal clear. The very first step on this journey is to become the master of your own mind.
A huge concept here is vichar shakti, which translates to thought power. And listen, this is not just about thinking positive thoughts. Akhand Jyoti describes it as the fundamental creative force in your life. It's the very root from which your entire destiny grows.
And this isn't just some vague idea. The text lays out a really clear 3-step process. First, you learn to just observe your thoughts without judging them. Second, you actively work to purify them by replacing the negative with the positive. And third, you learn to concentrate all that mental energy on a single, noble ideal. Now, when you hear self-discipline, you might think of something harsh or restrictive, but that's not what this is about. True self-discipline, called sanyam, is presented as the joyful direction of your energy toward a higher purpose. It's less about restriction and so much more about becoming the conductor of your own inner orchestra. So, how does all this inner work actually translate into the real world? Our third section, A Purposeful Life, dives right into that. Our daily lives, our families, our work. This is where the spiritual rubber really meets the road. The text presents us with a really stark choice, and you can see it illustrated so well here. On one side, you've got the path of Dharma, a purposeful, service-oriented life that leads to genuine contentment. And on the other, a path of selfishness, which is described as leading to aimlessness and constant restlessness. The text suggests the choice is ours to make every single day. And get this isn't about running off to a cave somewhere to meditate. Actually, it's the opposite. The text elevates family life. It's called grihastha dharma. The family isn't seen as an obstacle at all, but as the primary training ground for practicing respect, duty, and raising the next generation of conscious human beings. And within this family framework, the text really reveres the role of women, calling them the Griha Lakshmi, which means the spiritual anchor of the family. Their responsibility is to nurture an atmosphere of sanctity and virtue, essentially becoming the guardians of the home's moral and cultural integrity. So, we have the philosophy, we have the why, but what about the how? That brings us to sadhana. These are the practical, daily tools for the journey. This is how you keep that inner flame burning bright, day in and day out. The text outlines 4 key pillars for a balanced daily practice. You've got japa, which is the repetition of a mantra, dhyana, or meditation, swadhyaya, the study of sacred texts, and seva, which is selfless service. When you put them all together, they form this kind of comprehensive spiritual workout. And the real key here isn't about some intense effort once a month. It's all about consistency. Like this quote says, sadhana is daily nourishment for the soul, just like food is for the body. A little bit every single day is what builds incredible spiritual strength over time.
So, after this incredible journey through the wisdom of Akhand Jyoti from back in June 1954, what is the essential message we should carry with us into our lives today? Let's bring it all home. The entire seeker's path really boils down to these 4 steps. Number 1, master your thoughts, because they create your reality. 2, live with purpose through selfless service. 3, embrace self-discipline, not as a burden, but a source of strength. And 4, nurture your soul with a daily spiritual practice.
Ultimately, the message from this 1954 issue is just one of profound empowerment. It's a powerful reminder, as this quote says, of the immense, untapped, divine potential that lies dormant within every single one of us, just waiting to be awakened.
The real journey, of course, begins now, after this explainer ends, and so we'll leave you with this one question to think about. How will you tend to your inner flame today? Thank you for joining us.